So I'm down here by the railroad tracks in Warman, and then the guy told me last year the 1 and 2 tracks. Track 1 is to the track toward the left. It's facing north, and track 2 is south. But I also want to talk about this little blue sign up here. And this is important. If you see a car on these tracks or emergency, say a car goes off the crossing down there. Well, look how thick that rail is. And unless you're a 4x4 truck, and maybe not even then, you're not going to get off this track unless you have a tow truck. So you're not supposed to call 911. The railroad companies ain't making a big deal about this. And I learned about this from Jawtooth. I was working about a couple years before I retired. I was coming in the morning at 4:30, and the bars are closed. And this SUV was on track 1, and he was turning left. He missed somehow he was on the track. He couldn't get off of it. It was an SUV. And I called. My first response, like anybody else, is call 911. Well, and I found out from Jawtooth, you're not supposed to call 911. You're supposed to call that little blue sign. And here's my challenge. Why isn't the railroad companies, that's a blue information sign, why don't they make a pitch there's 3 crossings right here. You're not supposed to call 911 because 911 is the police, and they have to find a number and come down here, and by then this is the main line. There's a train coming at 4:15 Express, and it's going to get knocked in the head. The vehicle this is the main line. I'm not trying to get overexcited, sorry. But why don't the railroad, here was a train coming. So I'm going to move up a little bit and go around. So why aren't the train companies, I'm not sure which way he's coming from the back. Cool, I'm out of the way, so I'm out of the way. He's coming, see him in the mirror? I thought he was coming that way, but he's heading toward downtown. We'll just stay here and do a video on him since I'm already doing this. It's just a happy incident. I'll back up. So here's what I don't understand. They make a big deal about these crossings, save a life and all that stuff. The main line went down. He must be stopped at a block. This ain't gone down yet. So I'm gonna go on the other side of the track and wait for him. The crossing's down back there. So I don't know, I'm on the other side anyway where I wanna be. So I'm waiting for that train to see. He's in the block down there. So there's probably another one coming the other direction. The gate went down, but it went back up. So yeah, he could be down there for a while. So here's my thing. Why don't the railroad companies make a pitch to do ads about that little blue sign? The little blue sign has a number. You saw the number. I don't know what the number is because I was talking and I didn't see all the way up there. I held my phone so you could see what that number was. I'm tempted to call the dispatcher and say, I'm not going to do that. But anyway, why don't the railroad companies, UP, SCSX, NS, BNSF, why don't they make a pitch to do national ads to call that blue sign? They're all everywhere. They got them in the country. You're supposed to call that if you see anything on the railroad tracks. You're supposed to call it as an emergency. You're not supposed to call 911. You're supposed to call that number. And I learned about this from Jawtooth. I had no idea. My first response, like anybody else, to call 911, and they couldn't stop the train. The dispatcher stops the train. The railroad dispatcher. They stop the train, not the police. They have to track down I don't know how they do it. They probably can't. And by then, by 5 o'clock in the morning, a train had ran over that SUV. I saw people walking toward Washington. I didn't know who they was from Adam. But I saw that van. I said, oh, okay, these are probably these drunk people heading toward Washington Street. They know their car. They don't know what to do. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to track them down because I was heading toward work at 4:30 in the morning. I'm not going to track them down. Because I don't know where they'd be at by, heading toward Washington Street here. And so I'm done. It's not a rant. I'm just saying, why don't the railroad companies do something and do a national ad? That's all I'm saying. To inform the public that that's what you're supposed to do, but people don't know about it. And so, yeah. So there's my kindness. I guess it's a rant. I'm just throwing it out there, and maybe challenging the railroad companies to make a national ad. They do it for the crossing gates, but what happens if you can't? You gotta stop the train because of an accident. It's a different story altogether.